Yo, what's poppin' everybody? This is Wolf4. Unbroken Bonds is out today, and I already have a deck for you guys for the expanded format, but it is going to be involving this new Reshiram and Charizard GX. I was lucky enough to pull one of these, and it was the Pokemon I was eyeing up from the beginning. Ever since I learned about this card, I was really excited to get it. As you guys know, I'm a big fan of Emboar, using this Emboar right here, powering up Rayquaza EX and getting one-hit knockouts. But Rayquaza EX is quite old from the Dragon's Exalted set, and we needed a good refinement, and this Reshiram and Charizard GX will be it. It is a fire Pokemon with very high HP and my kind of attacks. With Flare Strike, you do 230, and you can't use the attack next turn, but doing this high damage, you can get one-hit knockouts on a lot of different Pokemon. The only problem, of course, is you need a lot of energy, and this is where the Emboar comes in. Use this dude, attach as many fire energies as we want per turn, using Inferno Fandango. So a pretty obvious combo, a pretty obvious kind of deck in the expanded format. Emboar is one of the best partners to use for this Reshiram and Charizard GX, and this is definitely what we're going to do. Now, the other good things about this Pokemon is that even if you don't get Emboar out immediately, this Pokemon has this Outrage attack to fall back on. It's a really strong attack on a Pokemon like this because it has very, very high HP. Outrage is an attack that works best when you have Pokemon with a lot of HP. Since this is unlikely, Pokemon can knock this dude out in one hit easily. If they try to damage it, then you can easily hit them back for a lot of damage with Outrage. Double Blaze GX is a very good GX attack as well. If we attach 3 energies, we can do 200 straight up. This isn't very good when you consider Flare Strike is just straight 230 for 4. But if we attach 3 more energies, 6 fire energies pretty much, then you can do 300 damage to the active, and you won't even care about any other types of effects. So we can use this if we want to in an emergency to KO like a Hoopa or a Alolan Ninetales GX. Some Pokemon like that that would block these sort of GX Pokemon. Maybe a Jolteon that has used this attack. Something like that. For the most part, the GX attack is still reserved for this Entei GX that I run in this deck. I really like this Pokemon. This is our Sniper with Brain Burn GX. We can do 150 on an opponent's bench Pokemon. Very good, strong snipe damage at 150. Another Pokemon that just works wonders in a fire energy acceleration deck like this. It's a solid GX Pokemon as a basic 180 HP. Combustion and Fire Fang are solid attacks as well. And it's also one of the Pokemon that I always run in this deck. Now, we only have one of these Reshirams. Normally you want to run 2, at least 2, but I only managed to pull 1. So what I'm going to do is run a double stretcher. Where is it? Double stretcher. Normally it would be 1 stretcher, 2 Reshirams, but since I only have 1, then it's just going to be 2 stretcher and 1 Charizard and Reshiram. Kind of shitty, but I'll let you guys know straight up, I don't have access to all of the cards. So if you've got 2 of these, then you just take out 1 stretcher, put another one of these Reshiram and Charizard GXs. Okay, so for other Pokemon, we've got this lovely Moltres. This is basically a Dream True card, Dream Come True card for me. It's like the Pokemon Company went in my head and designed this card. Basic Pokemon, 120 HP, Fire Resistance, Lightning Weakness, giving you that variety of not being weak to water in a deck like this. And Fire Spin is an excellent attack. High damage, doing 180. You gotta discard 3 energies. Perfect for a fire deck like this. Top Burner is also very useful. I mean, I probably would have liked to have like just a regular ass attack, but it's actually quite useful. Top Burner, you discard 4 energies and you deck out your opponent. You discard cards from the top of their deck. Late game, you might be able to do this and just deck your opponent out if they're not careful. So it's a pretty much perfect Pokemon. Like if I had space, if I could, I'd run even more. But just one of these for our non-GX attacker, very good. You have a lot of different options for basic fire Pokemon not named Moltres. You've got the Heatran, you've got the new Volcanion too, that just gives you some acceleration as well. You've got the old Volcanion, all sorts of different Pokemon. Other basic Reshirams, a lot of them. And now the only other support Pokemon that are left is basically my double Jirachi right here. I do not run Tapu Lele GX in this deck Jirachi just works out better since we don't have, since we don't really, I mean, need to run things like Mysterious Treasures. There's no dragons in this deck, and if I open up with Jirachi, it's very good, just giving you that extra speed in the beginning. Quite nice. It's easy to get him out of the way if you just want to, if you're ready to attack and your opponent hasn't KO'd it. You just attach an energy and just retreat, not use Stellar Wish. It's just perfect. Very nice in this deck. And then the last dude is, of course, my Mr. Mime. Block those Pokemon trying to spread with Bench Barrier. It's just perfect. The Emboar line is pretty standard. If you watched any of my previous Raybor videos, you've got your 3 Emboars right here. I use one for each sort of artwork. You got the family one, you got the regular one, and then you got this tin promo one that I got. Brings back memories. But Emboar basically is this energy acceleration with fire energies. As soon as he's out, we can attach as many as we want. 150 HP is still okay when you think about it, even in this era. His heat crash attack isn't very good, but it's the price we pay using such an old card. The basic line is typical too. Max out this Tepic. I like to use the one with 70 HP. It does have a 2 retreat cost, but I like the fact that I get a little bit more HP. It's the family one too. And one Pignite. I also use the one with 100 HP, and it has a slightly bigger retreat cost. Its flamethrower attack is also kind of decent. Maybe it can come up in emergencies. So these are the Pokemon. Pretty simple. It just plays almost like a Raybor kind of deck. Get Emboar out, attach a bunch of fire energies, and this Reshiram and Charizard GX is gonna destroy motherfuckers up. You don't discard energies when you use Flare Strike, but it doesn't matter because if we can't attack next turn, then we can just retreat and you lose the energies that way. It just works out nicely. It works out nicely in a deck like this. Okay, another thing that really makes this deck just really amazing is this other new card for fire energies and fire Pokemon. If I can scroll down there, this new Fire Crystal. This is basically an enhanced energy retrieval for fire energies. We can grab 3 of them from the discard pile, put them into our hand. So with a card like this around, I don't need to worry about running superior energy retrieval, even Fisherman and Tapu Lele. I can just max these out and then run 2 more energy retrievals right here, the regular one, and we're just perfect. We're just perfect to go. We have enough fire energy recovery. Since this is an all fire deck too, you don't need to care about lightning energies. All the energies we run are 11 fire energies, so this deck should be quite consistent compared to Raybor, where you got to use lightning energies too. Right. I got my other typical cards that I run in a deck like this, namely the Professor's Letter, 2 of these to grab your fire energies in the deck. If you've got the Fiery Flint, I think that's what it's called, the one that grabs 4 and then you discard 2, you can run that card if you like, but I like Professor's Letter better, to be honest. Then we got the 1 Nest Ball, get any basic Pokemon, and then the 1 Heavy Ball. This is reserved for the Emboar, but it just works out nicely. We can even search this Reshiram and Charizard GX if we want to, so it's just perfect like that. You can even search out Pignite too if you want to, so that's good. Of course, this is a stage 2 deck. You got to run your 4 rare candies, get out the Emboar as soon as you can, and then I've got my other typical things you guys should be familiar with. I've got the 1 switch and 1 float stone for switching around. You don't need to run a lot of switching options for Jirachi. Like I've said, this isn't like some sort of Zapdos type of deck. We just wanna, if we're fortunate enough to open up with this Pokemon and get a few Stellar Wishes going, it's good. If we don't, we don't. And once you get a little bit of speed going, like I've said, if your opponent doesn't KO this dude, then you can just attach a fire energy and move it out of the way. Once we get Emboar out, we can do these sorts of things. We don't care too much about switching. You still got to be careful with your energies, but Jirachi only has a 1 energy retreat cost, so it's no problem. So these switching options should be okay. I've already touched on the Rescue Stretcher. Then we got the 1 Trainer's Mail, boosting consistency. You can use the Pokegear if you want to. I didn't really try it, think about it when making this deck. I had the skeleton pretty much almost ready. The only cards we're missing were the new cards from the Unbroken Bond set. But if you want to try the Poké Gear, it might not be too bad. I like Trainer's Mail because getting items is probably more important. Double VS Seeker is always very good. Recycle any supporter. And then we've got our tool removal, one Startly Megaphone, and one of the Field Blower. You always got to be careful of Garbodor in Expanded, and just getting rid of tools in stadiums is a good thing in general. The ace bag of choice in this deck is of course Computer Search to maximize your consistency as much as you can. Works wonders in a deck like this, so of course you want to run it. The other good alternative it will be Dowsing Machine. Anything else is just not really necessary, to be honest. You can do Master Ball if you want, but there's probably no point. Then we've got our one Prism Stadium here, Heat Factory. Excellent card that works wonders in this deck as well. This is another good thing why you run Trainer's Mail. You can actually pull this card with Trainer's Mail too, and it's just perfect when you do this. Discard a Far Energy, draw 3 cards. Excellent card. Boosts up our consistency very much. Revealing this with Jirachi too, just great. Only one of these. And then the only thing that's left is the supporters. The 3 Juniper is standard. Super great card. Then I've got the 2 Cynthia right here. 1 N. Only 1 N. We've got the VS Seekers if you want to use more. And then I've got 2 Scala. Always a solid card. Getting you those candies, getting you those energy retrievals and fire crystals. Perfect in this deck. And since this is expanded, of course, you got to run the Chorus. Excellent card. In the end, I think this guy might be just better than running something like Erika. But that's just me. Erika's still a good card if you want to run her. And last but not least, the Lysander for pooling. 1 is not too bad. Remember, we've got the VS Seekers in the expanded format. I can reuse this dude if I want to. So this is the deck, guys. It's just I was really just completely prepared for this deck. As soon as Reshiram was going to come out, I knew I was going to play this deck like this in the expanded format. I'm going to show you guys some games, of course. It really just flows nicely. It's nice to have a really super strong attacker like this guy to be combined with a Emboar, just perfect. So in a way, this is like the old Reshiram deck from the beginning of Black and White is revived in a way. So cool shit. So this is the deck, guys. Expanded format once again. I'm pretty sure this Pokemon would be good in standard too, but you're obviously gonna build it differently. I just want to use this dude in expanded, to be honest. So this is the deck. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys subscribe and leave a like. Share this with your friends. Subscribe. My channel is an excellent hub for all things Pokemon TCG. And I'll see you soon.